Hey guys, thanks for coming. I'm Nick, and this is Real Life Money, where we talk about topics that schools do not. So let's get started. In this video, we're going over, is a college degree worth it? Now, if you already have a degree, you're kinda late to the party about asking this question, but I'll still address it and you could still learn something. So let's go. The fact that people ask this question is like kind of terrifying. We go 4 years, sometimes longer, 4 years of our lives, thousands of dollars, and then we're questioning at the end, should I have done that? So let's start out with fun facts. Americans have over $1 trillion, like well over $1 trillion, in student loan debt. The average is, it depends where you look, average is over probably $30,000, and the average monthly payment for these loans is around $300. And you could easily be above this average, so numbers could start adding up. So for this question of is a college degree worth it, we'll be going into the different factors involving college and that kind of stuff. We'll be going into pros and cons of them, and then we'll be looking at my quick opinion of it. So let's start out with, there are a lot of factors involved with either choosing a college, choosing which degree, and all that stuff. Understanding that it is different for every single person, and it's possibly not even necessary for some people as well. We first have to look at a college degree is an investment. If your initial cost of college is greater than whatever you get out of it, it's not worth it. Basically, if you're paying too damn much and not getting enough afterwards, when you have your degree, it was a stupid move. Now, of course, the college career and process is quite intensive. You have to choose what kind of school, whether it's in-state, out of state, if you want to go for a community college, if you want to go for like 2 years just to get your basic requirements out of the way, then move on to somewhere else so you can focus on one major. There's also online college. Then with majors, choosing that, whether you want to go for business, law, psychology, cooking. One of the most important things in college, I would have to say the most important thing about the degree, is what major you're actually doing. Some people say go for what interests you. You have to look at the job market, if there are jobs out there for your major. Looking at the location. Wherever you live, are there jobs there? Or where you think you will be living, are there jobs there? Also, looking at the pay or salary of these jobs after you have that degree and seeing if it's worth it. One problem, and the biggest problem, would be when you're in high school, you're supposed to choose this major. Now in high school, most of our classes are just requirements. You have to take them, and you're supposed to choose what interests you. A lot of us, we don't know what interests us. Then you also have to look at what you'll enjoy for the rest of your life at 18 years old. Now, another factor in college, not just the piece of paper, the degree, there's also the social and networking factor as well. If you like to party and get drunk, then a college and a degree is worth it. But if you also want more for yourself, imagine that, networking with people and even teachers is worth it, because they can help you grow within your life and also career. The people you meet or the teachers that you have could maybe suggest or recommend jobs, maybe in a business that they're in, so you have kind of an inside look at it. Maybe they give you an idea that never hit you before, so that could benefit you as well. So there's a lot of factors. There's that financial aspect of it. You have to look at which major you're actually going for, the job market involved in that, and also the networking side. So there's so many things that you have to take into account that could benefit you further. So let's dive into the pros and cons, because that's kind of the only detailed way to see if it's worth it for you personally. Okay, first looking at the financial cost. The initial investment going to college, the cost of it, versus what you'll be getting. If you're spending, I'm just making up numbers here, if you're spending $100,000 going to college, you get the degree, and then for the rest of your life you make an extra $200,000. That's a good investment because you're putting in $100,000 and getting $200 back. But if you're putting in $100 and only getting back $100 or getting back $50 or something like that, then it wouldn't make sense. It's not worth it because you're not getting anything for what you put into it. Or if you don't go for a job in your degree area at all, you simply spend the money for no reason. If you spend 50 grand for psychology, I don't know what you could do with that. Psychologist, I don't know. But if you just go a different route and go for, I don't know, cooking, if you're interested in it, become like a top chef or whatever, yeah, you could be like successful as a chef, but you didn't need your degree. So was the college worth it? No. Now, a good pro for a degree, making it sound like it's worth it, is that some jobs, depending on your major, but the qualifications or requirements for that job, top requirement is a degree. If you don't have it, you can't get that job. So when you have the piece of paper to show that you got it, you could go for that job, and that could lead to higher things, bigger salaries, more opportunities. However, that does not guarantee you a job. Just because you have a degree, someone's not going to hire you because of it. So a lot of people are actually just going for degrees to have them. And it doesn't help them at all. Someone doesn't hire them. So in that aspect, if you don't get hired from it, it's not worth it. Now a huge con would be if there's no job market for your major. If you're going for, I pick on psychology a lot just because I don't know what you could do with it. A psychologist maybe. I'm hoping you could do something with it, but if there's no job market, like if there's no psychologist thing, or if you're majoring in braille reading, there's probably not jobs around. Maybe in specific areas, but if you're simply not in a good location for that degree, you can't get a job with it. Not worth it. A good pro for college degrees is that you could get good experience. Like socially, there's a bunch of cute chicks and dudes. Or on the more productive side, the classes or courses that you take, whatever you experience in them with different homeworks, essays, or projects, that experience can be directly related to a specific job, so that gains you experience in college, so you can move into the working world. Another good idea would be an internship during college. Some might give you credit for a class or toward your degree while you're in this internship, and you gain related experience in this internship that you could move fairly smoothly sometimes into a full-time position, and then you could start your career. One con that sucks, like extremely, really badly sucks, is the friggin' cost. It's expensive. Unless you didn't pay a dime on tuition, books, and if you're out of state and you go broke, mommy and daddy pay for every single thing for you, good for you. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking if you have to actually pay for this. Whether you're working in school, well, while you're going to school, or once you graduate, you better get a job because you got loans coming. If you got $100,000 student loan staring you at the face with interest accruing continuously, you gotta get a job to get rid of that. That will destroy you your entire life. You'll always have that payment. Now, another bad thing that could happen is that you change your mind. You go for a degree in law, get your degree, you're like, don't like it. Well, you could completely change your major. Basically waste your time. That's okay if you're simply not interested, you're despising what you're doing in that major, and you could go for something that's inspiring you. But that comes with a price tag. Now, one thing that is really messed up about this college and the degree, and it's not focused on any specific major, it's the whole system, it doesn't get you ready for life. You see, that's kind of what my channel does. It's called Real Life Money. Hi, I'm Nick. But it seriously doesn't teach you about living. Once you're done with school, you go back to your life. Maybe you go back to your parents' house because you can't get a job, and you're dropped into real life. They don't prepare you for it. It sucks. Now, going back to that idea of not using your degree, you could be working in like a supermarket and have some type of degree. You've wasted your time and money at that point, but you could always change that around. The idea is you have to actually do that. You have to go for that job with your major and go for a career and start your life. Because you have that degree, you can't just be sitting on it. That's a waste of time and money. For people that say they just want to go back to school for the hell of it, for really no reason, they don't have any idea why, they'll just do it, that's not worth it. You're basically throwing money away. And if you're still doing nothing, that's a bad investment. And the last thing I'll look at is if you start your own business, an entrepreneur type of thing, it really depends. Sometimes you could get a good experience and knowledge with the degree, but to start your own business, it's not required to have a degree. So if you pay for a degree and then just start your own business and it does well, you spent money on something that you really didn't need. So looking at my opinion real quick, guys, if it matters, but I can't say. It really depends on the specific person and their situation. I can say if you're not going to use your degree, don't pay for it. It's not worth it if you don't use it. If you have a degree, use it, build a good salary, career, and move upwards, then yeah, of course, then the degree is worth it. So those are kind of the basics of what I thought of, guys. Hopefully this helped you, opened your mind a bit, and to decide if college is worth it. So, if you enjoyed it, you can like and subscribe to my channel, Real Life Money. We talk about real life and money because school doesn't teach you about these things, and unfortunately, we have to know personal finance. So, it really relates to everyone. So, thanks for watching again, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.